Welcome back to the gray space. I'm Dray, and that is Zeke.
Yep.
And we are back with another fire episode for the people.
Yes, we are back. And before we get started with what we're doing today, we're doing a top 5. Man, it's going to be exciting. You guys know what to do. Subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment because you're rocking with the content. Now.
That was fire. That was fire.
We'll switch it up on you a little bit.
Me off, man. I had to think like, wait, what does he say at the beginning? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Fall is here, man.
Yeah,
it is really
it's here.
here. It's really here, man. Like
Best time of the year. We already talked about it.
We already talked
best
about
time
it.
of the year.
Go peep that episode.
Yeah.
We talked about it. But it's really here, man. I pulled up to my daughter's softball game earlier this week and did not bring a jacket or a coat with me or any type of sweater. It was nice outside. I was like, we good. And about an hour later, I was like, hey, yo.
Yep. Sun goes down. You're like, oh, man. A little chilly outside.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know it's cold when you just see three big old dudes and we out there just, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? It was cold, man. But one thing I love about fall, man, and I said this when we did the fall podcast, the food, man.
Yeah.
The food is amazing. The food is to me some of the best food. And the one thing about fall, you could say, this is winter as well, but this time of year, man, is we get the fire soups. Mm-hmm. We get the fire stews. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And there's so many variations. There's so many different types of soups and stews and culturally different, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking to myself, I said, man, I want to know what Zeke thinks about the soups and stews. I want to know what the people think about soups and stews, right?
Okay.
And so I was like, yo, we need to do another top 5.
Let's do another
for
top
the streets,
5,
man.
So let's do it.
Top 5 soups and stews. I'm going to put out what could possibly be an asterisk.
Okay.
Oh,
you can be changing? Is that what you're doing?
No,
okay. Because I know you, man. You like changing up lists all the time.
Hey, man,
bro.
I be changing the list, bro. Y'all know me. I be changing the list. But this is as I get new information, man. I got to go with the new information. Oh, man, I forgot.
Okay.
But the asterisk is chili is considered.
Okay.
Right? That's a statement in the question. Yeah. Can we consider chili? Because even though it's its own like little thing, it is soupish.
It is.
Right?
It's part of the family, man.
Part of the family.
I know they call it chili, but it's part of it's part of it, bro.
It's part of it.
And especially
it's made in a pot.
In a crock pot, a big pot. Yeah, man. I mean,
during the fall, during the winter.
Come on. You know, a good pot of chili. It's my number 1. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, already?
I'm just kidding, man.
That's crazy. Who wants to go first, man?
I'll go first.
Okay. Starting at number 5.
Starting at number 5. Jazz hands. Number 5. I'm going with an egg drop soup.
Egg drop soup.
Bro. I love egg drop soup, bro. It's simple, but it's just so good, right? Okay. And if you wanted it a little bit more salty in it, like you feeling like, man, I want a little bit more salty in it.
Okay.
Put a little soy sauce in there. You know what I mean? You drizzle a little soy sauce in there.
Okay. I'm with you.
Good egg drop soup, and it's simple, right? I mean, there's usually just peas, carrots, sometimes people will put chicken or something in there, because it kind of reminisces of a chicken soup basically, but egg drop does have a particular flavor to it, it's more Asian style, right? But dude, I'm telling you, an egg drop soup for me is at a number 5.
Okay. Fair enough. And I feel like I'm going to go with something similar.
Okay.
In the sense of the simplicity of it.
Okay.
Right. And right now, as we were talking, I'm racking through my brain of all the fire soups that I love. Stews, whatever. Right. And I'm going to put this at my number 5. And here's why. And I'm saying when we're talking soups, we're not talking out the can. We're talking, I mean, obviously they have these flavors, but I'm talking about you make this from scratch, homemade. Mama made it. Grandmama made it. And when you had it, man, it just hit. I'm going with the classic, bro. Right out the gate.
Okay.
My number 5. Chicken noodle soup.
Okay. I'm down. I'm down with that.
Now, it can't be any higher than that because where I'm going to go with like some of the flavors.
Okay.
And some of the culture of where my top 4 are going to go. You guys are going to understand. Okay. And some people will be like, why would you use it's a classic, right?
Yeah.
But here's why chicken noodle soup, homemade chicken noodle soup has to be in the top 5, right? You can put it at your number 1 if you want. I don't care. When you do it right, you got those little wavy noodles up in that thing. Not the nice wavy noodles, right? If you do it right, you cook the chicken prior.
Right.
Season that thing up right.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right? And chicken noodle soup, it just hits every time you have it. The amount of sides you can have it with some saltines. You know what I'm saying? You can have it with damn near any type of cracker or non-sweet cookie that you want. You can have it with some bread, some Texas toast. You know what I'm saying? You can have it with some regular toast.
I would say that for most part, like a lot of soups are that way, though.
I agree. But specifically chicken noodle soup,
yes, right.
You can salt it up. You could lay back on the sodium a little bit. It still hits because you're getting that sodium from the chicken. You can add things to it. You can add the peas, the carrots. You know what I'm saying? You can spice that thing up, put a little veggies in there, make a little hearty chicken noodle soup. Hearty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you keep it bland, man. Just noodles, broth, salt, and chicken.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And man, on a cold night, 40-something below, anything from the 50s on down,
right?
It's gonna hit your soul. You eat that first, and you know what I'm saying? Pause. You eat that first little slurp, nigga, like you know what I mean? Pause. Super pause. That thing hit your chest. Pause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You be like, man, I'm good, man. This is the same way that grandmama made it. Chicken noodle soup, number 5.
My number 4 will be chicken noodle soup.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Respectable.
So I have a little bit higher because I agree with everything you said, right?
Okay.
But the thing for me is the noodle. The noodle can change because for me, I like tortellini in it.
Ooh.
Tortellini's in there. Good.
Okay.
So good. That's a good noodle to put in there. You could put an egg noodle in there if you want to. You could do any kind of, like, I would, obviously you don't put like spaghetti noodles and stuff like that in there. But I mean, like,
you could. Not spaghetti, I'm saying you could change it up. Yeah,
you can kind of change up the noodle a little bit. But I also say this. When you're not feeling well,
man,
chicken noodle soup, there is nothing. It's like a home remedy, right?
It really is.
Like where it really kind of like, it touches your soul.
It
right?
does, bro.
And I will also say this about the chicken. If you get in a pinch and you do not want to cook chicken, go get yourself a rotisserie chicken from the store and just break that thing up and throw it in there.
That's a fact.
It works really, really well.
That's a snap effect. Yeah.
Because you're like, man, I don't feel like cooking chicken this time. You know what I mean?
A lot of times, man, you in a pinch.
Yeah, and dude, those rotisserie chickens, like, I know the day and age we live in is everything's kind of expensive and pricey. Those rotisserie chickens aren't very expensive, man.
Nah, they pretty much stay the same.
And they're big. They're hearty, right?
Hearty.
And you get a lot of meat off those.
Yeah.
And even the white meat, right, which is typically drier, but when you put it in the soup, man it soaks up all that juice. It's it's so good. Like you said, man, it just kind of warms your soul.
Yes.
You know, like there's something different about a chicken noodle soup. So that's my number 4.
All right. Number 4 for me, man, is a staple in these streets. But it's not liked by everybody because of the ingredients, right? But to me, man, it's just something about it.
Okay.
It's just something about it just hits different, man. My number 4, broccoli cheddar soup.
Man.
Broccoli cheddar soup. Let me tell you something about broccoli cheddar soup. Broccoli cheddar soup is so fire to me because you're getting everything that you want. You're getting the broth. You're getting that cheese. You're getting that veggie. You know what I'm saying? You can diversify it in, do you want a little bit more brothy, soupy? Do you want it almost chowdery?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I prefer that a little bit more chowdery.
A little bit more cheesy, chowdery. You know what I'm saying? Now,
personally,
you can have it just the broccoli cheddar, you good, but man, you can add ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You can add the steak, man. It's going to hit. You can add the chicken. It's going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
You can add ingredients to it you can add the potato, man. You start adding the steak, potato, broccoli, cheddar soup. I'm taking it down to the base. I'm not making very specific. So broccoli, cheddar soup, you can add those things.
Yeah.
And set that thing off crazy.
Crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you talk about adding the sides to it. You dip that bread in there, man. It's going to change your freaking life.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you got a whole meal. Sometimes soup is a side.
Right.
Broccoli cheddar soup with the additives. Broccoli cheddar soup by itself.
Yeah.
Broccoli cheddar soup with the bread on the side. That's a whole meal. Number 4.
That's a whole meal, bro.
Broccoli cheddar
That's
soup.
a good pull, bro.
Man.
That's a good pull. That did not cross my brain.
Broccoli
and now
cheddar,
you're making me think about broccoli
he gonna
cheddar.
change it.
But I will say something. I will say something about the broccoli too. Broccoli got to be nice little chunks too.
Nice little chunks.
I can't.
Nice little baby florets.
I cannot stand when there's like just little
crumbles.
little crumbles in there.
The crumbles don't hit.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
Put some nice little. They don't have to be
little baby florets. Little baby florets.
Look at, you don't have to have the big old chunks in there. That's all I'm talking
you don't want
about.
that.
I'm just talking about like nice little bite size.
The little
broccoli.
baby florets.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had to say that because I run across some broccoli cheddar and it's just like it's mashed in.
Man,
and
especially
I'm like,
when you get that steak and that potato and then you add that little floret right there at the end with the cheese. And,
oh my gosh, man. Crazy stuff.
Crazy work.
Okay, my number 3 is going to be very traditional.
Okay.
Very traditional.
We'll see.
Very traditional.
We'll see.
And that is just a regular beef stew.
Okay.
Okay? I'm talking nothing more, nothing crazy. Get some beef stew meat, right? With some carrots, some onions, some potatoes, And if you want to get a little crazy, you can put a little celery in there if you want to. But other than that, that's about it, man. And just let that thing cook for hours. In a crock pot, and that nice brown, like gravy beef broth mix is so good and hearty, right?
Hearty.
Yeah. And that's the reason I put there's a reason I put those two back to back, right?
Okay.
Like I didn't know how to flop those two around.
That's true.
Because the chicken noodle and the regular beef stew, right, can be, I think, turned around either way, right? I think they're both super good staples. Like, but I had to put the beef above the chicken noodle, just because I actually prefer that flavor just a little bit more than I do the chicken noodle soup, right? And just because it's so good. And talk about, there is one side that goes really well with this, and that is like a Texas toast.
Oh, Texas toast with the
or like a garlic bread toast, right? You got to have it. You got to have that. Oh my goodness, man! It is so good. It's just
fire.
It's fire.
Yeah.
It comes in clutch. I tell you what,
super clutch.
And again, kind of going back to when you were saying like that 50. And this is like a beef stew for me is cold. Like, it's got to be a little bit colder outside.
Yeah.
It's got to be like 40s, 30s, you know, that type of temperature outside. You know what I mean? Even colder, too.
Blowing
if you live
steam.
in what I mean,
Steamy.
steamy.
Steamy. All right.
So that is my number 3.
I'm actually on the same wave pattern as you are for my number 3, but it's not the exact same thing.
Okay.
This soup was actually introduced to me later on in life.
Okay.
So it's not something that I necessarily grew up with.
Okay.
Introduced to me later on in life after I essentially got married. It wasn't at the time, but we are now. And I remember when I heard the name of this and I was like, okay. And then I had it. And I went, oh, this is like stew, but like when Barry Bonds played and Sammy Sosa. That means it's on steroids, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying
I was like, what?
It was the steroid era, okay?
Oh, man.
For all my Latinos, all my Latin people out there, y'all gonna know most of y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. A bondiga soup.
Okay. Okay.
A bondiga soup is basically meatball stew.
Okay.
And you put it over a little bed of rice. And it's a stew. It's got all the ingredients of a stew. Mm-hmm. But imagine with homemade meatballs. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Whew.
Right?
Man, I'm getting hungry.
And when it's made, like when Nana made it.
We need to hurry up.
When Nana made it. No, I'm with you. No, for real. I'm thinking about that. A bondiga is going crazy right now. When Nana made it, man, she just put the the homemade joints, man. The homemade, like, roll them things up, let them cook, man, and you get that soup. Mm-hmm. And you put it over just a small bed of rice in a bowl. Mm-hmm. And you get about 3 or 4 just homemade, seasoned up, delicious, and then all the other ingredients into it, right? And with stews, the dope thing about like stews and soups is, especially with stews, you can pretty much add what you want to on the veggie tip. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to hit, right? Because all the broth, all the sodium, all that stuff is doing its work for you. And you just slice into, it's like damn near a mini cheeseburger with no cheese, mini burgers. And it crumbles down into that rice, but then you get that broth. So nice, so warm, so steamy. You know what I'm saying? And that is really the remedy, besides like a menudo or pozole.
Right.
That is like that fall, winter remedy that you going to want for like a cold or whatever like that, right?
For sure.
Like it's going to fill you up. One bowl going to have you right because you're getting that carbs from the rice.
For sure. Yep.
Getting that protein from the meat, but then you getting all the veg. You get a bondiga soup. If you guys have not had a bondiga soup, find one of your Latino partners, one of your Mexican homies, whatever the case may be. Don't have it from them. Find they nana and have they nana make you some a bondiga soup. You will not be upset. A bondiga soup, numero 3.
Nice. Here we go. Number 2.
This is where it gets crazy. I got 3.
Oh,
I got 3
really?
in my head right now. I don't know where I'm going.
Number 2. This might become a little bit of a shock, but it's going to be a lasagna soup for me. Have you ever had a lasagna soup? Mm-hmm. Okay. Lasagna soup is near and dear to my heart. Now
let me ask you something real quick.
I'm going to tell you how to make it.
You're not talking, because there's some people that would confuse it with like a wedding soup, which is a little bit different.
Okay, so this is what you do.
Okay.
And I'm not too familiar with a wedding. I know it, but I'm not too familiar with, because I'm not sure I've ever made a wedding soup before. So you take a couple sausages, right? The ones that are like real. You take the skin, you take that off, or you get like the ground pork, right? Then you get some meat, and you brown all this together.
Okay.
Then you take some onion with some tomato paste and a little bit of tomato sauce, right?
Okay.
And you blend all this together.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Then you blend everything into this pot of soup, right?
Okay.
You put it all in. Then you put it. Yeah. Then you get some broth, and you're making this like basically this tomato sauce.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But it's real soupy. right?
Okay.
Okay. Then you take the long lasagna noodles, right? Break them. Throw them in the soup. Let them cook for a little bit. You take the soup out. You have a little chopped green onion, right?
Okay.
You sprinkle a little bit on top. Then what you do is take a little bit of sour cream, put it on top of that. It is perfection. And if you wanted to, I've seen some recipes and stuff like that too, where they take like the topping of the. And by the way, you don't have to put sour cream, but dude, like it's almost like
maybe a little cream cheese or something, whatever.
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but you can do it like you can put something like dill and mix it up and kind of flavor that up. You know what I mean? And kind of like just a little dab. I'm not talking like you ain't put scoops of this stuff on. You make a little bowl of it. You know what I mean? Like a little taster. You just kind of whip some stuff up and put it on top. You know what I mean? But lasagna soup, man, I don't know. I think it's because of the flavor. Italian food is so good to me, right?
It really is. It really is.
And all you're doing is you're basically taking all the ingredients of a lasagna and you're just basically reducing it down into a soup.
Right.
Really is what you're doing.
Okay.
And it's faster than making a lasagna. Lasagna takes a long damn time, and I do not want to make a damn lasagna, and I never make a lasagna. I'll just be straight up with you. I don't have the time to do it.
It's a process.
Yeah, I just don't have the time to do it.
Right.
Or I don't want to make the time to do it. You know what I mean? So the soup is just so much easier.
Slap everything together.
Yeah, because you just kind of brown the meat, you kind of, put everything, and then just kind of put it all together, and it's way quicker. You know what I mean? And it serves a lot quicker, too. Yeah. It's not something like a beef stew that's going to cook, 10 hours in a day, sitting in a crock pot all day. That you got to plan for. But the nice thing about a crock pot, though, is you could leave it in there and then,
walk away and you're good.
But now we have, what?
Instapot.
Instapots, right? So,
Instapot.
I mean, like, if you have an Instapot, anything now takes, 45 minutes to an hour. And it was
possible.
But, dude, I just love the flavor.
Yeah. It sounds amazing.
Oh, man, it's so good.
Okay.
It's so good, man.
That's number two.
That's my number two.
All right.
Number two, bro. Number two. Here we go.
Here we go. This is where it always gets difficult.
Oh, you struggle with 2 at once.
1 and 2 is like, man. All right, I'm gonna say this because I said something before we started, and I'm gonna put this particular quote unquote soup. I'm gonna put it in legendary status. So I'm taking it out of the runnings. Chili. I'm taking chili out of the runnings for myself. Okay. You can put it in there. You can definitely have it. But I have to have. There's 2 that I have to have in my top 5, bro.
Okay.
But I don't want to discount chili.
Okay.
Okay.
You do whatever you want.
Man, this is tough, man.
I think you a fool, but okay.
All right, man. I'm changing the list, bro. Taking
that.
Chicken noodle soup, number 6. Number 5, broccoli cheddar.
Go for it, yeah. This is your show. As much as it's my show, man. You can do whatever you make the rules as much as I do.
Number 4. I forget what I had at number 4. What do I have at number 4?
The Mexican one. Yeah. Well, no, you had it at number 3, but you just moved it. You're moving everything.
Oh yeah. Number 4, bondigas. Number 5, broccoli cheddar. Number 4, bondigas. Number 3 is going to be. No, I'm just playing. Legitimate. We're keeping it the same. I just want to mess with you. My number 2. No, legit.
He's not joking, by the way.
No, my number 2. Yeah. My number 2. We're keeping everything the same. My number 2. It was actually here's what the battle was. The battle was between 2 chowders. And I legit love them both the same.
Clam chowder
and corn chowder.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go because I had the broccoli cheddar, which can be a little similar to a corn chowder.
It can be very similar to a chowder.
So I'm gonna go with clam chowder as my number 2. Okay.
All right.
Clam chowder, to me, man, New England clam chowder with the hearty clams in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you get the clam crackers, to go along with it, to drizzle on up in the soup, and you have that little bite of crunch. You know what I mean? And when you get that good seafood New England flavor in the chowder, and it's just you got that. When you have a good if you like, and you got to like clam chowder, it is a preference. It's a super preference.
100%, because I am not a fan of clam chowder. It's one of those things that you got to go somewhere where they do it right. And I think that's the problem, right? And I think because that is typically, I'm not saying you can't get it on the West Coast or anything, but typically, again, you said New England, right? Very East Coast. And I'm sure, I haven't visited over there, right? In that New England area. I bet you it's probably really good, and I probably would really enjoy it. But I'm going to tell you, I can't make. I don't want to make it either. You know what I mean? Because I don't really care for it.
Here's where I was lucky, man. My mom's dad is from the New England area, so when we grew up having homemade New England like style clam chowder, right? And that was one of the first soups that I really fell in love with as a kid. And so, yes, it's very hard. Like, you're more likely to find a bomb-ass corn chowder. But when you get a good clam chowder, New England style, chunky, like, it just hits, man. It just hits. And I'm a big, like, I love thicker soups. I don't know if there's a pause on that needed. I don't know. But I love thicker soups.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the chowders over the more like soupy. Brothy.
Okay.
Right. So New England clam chowder to me is my number 2. I'm not changing the list.
Okay.
Okay. I just had to throw everybody off.
Yeah, I got you, man. My number 1, is this your number 1 too? Is chili?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Number 1 is chili, dude. It's hands down.
Chili powers unite. Why did you do that? That was crazy. Yo. That was crazy.
Number 1, hands down.
It has to be, bro.
I know I teased it in the beginning and I said I was just joking, but dude, hands down chili. And the reason is for chili. There's a multitude of reasons, but you can make it spicy, not spicy. You can like
heavy on the beans.
Yes, heavy on the beans, heavy on the meat. You can have it with cornbread or no cornbread.
Biscuits.
Biscuits. You can, man, if you wanted to, you could even do like some kind of toast with it. Man. You know what I mean? There's just the variety that can come with the chili. I'm telling you, man.
Chili can be a soup. It can be a dressing. It could be a topping. It could be.
But the ultimate thing, tell me if I'm wrong, is the chili flavor.
The chili flavor is unbelievable.
I think that flavor is unmatched when it comes to like soup, stew type of base of thing, right?
Right.
Like there's just something. And look, man, you can have a chili without meat in it as well if you want. Like if you're a
100%.
vegetarian or whatever,
100%,
and it still
slaps.
Fantastic.
Crazy. Yes.
Like it's so good.
Yes.
Like
smacks.
So I'm just saying the versatility of a chili is crazy to me.
Over everything that we've talked about, chili is the most versatile.
And I think that's why it's number 1, right? Because if you change any of the other ones that we kind of talked about, you might be able to do a little bit of like, okay, I don't want this in here. Maybe I can add just this. Whereas chili, it's a multitude of things that you can do, right? And again, I think the spicy part of it is really interesting because sometimes you don't want a spicy chili.
No.
You just want it mild.
The chili flavor. Yeah, right. That mild
But sometimes you're like, no, I want that thing hot.
With that jalapeno in there?
Yes.
Man.
And it works so, like, it's just depending on, like.
Bacon.
I mean, I'm telling
sausage.
You, dude. It's crazy. Chili is just crazy.
You can put chunks of steak in there. And it's the one thing that is not seasonal. You want it more in the fall and the winter, but it's not necessarily seasonal because it's such a fire dish that you will even eat. Like if somebody makes a potted chili in the summer, you're like, damn, it's hot, but I'm gonna try some.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Correct
if somebody
about that.
makes a whole bowl of soup in July, you like, that was stupid. It's 115 outside.
Yeah, I'm passing.
I'm about to eat just sandwich.
I'm already 150. I don't need to be 100.
I don't need to be. But chili,
chili,
you going to deal with it.
Yes,
You
correct.
going to get them chili sweats. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I got to taste this flavor.
Taste it.
Like somebody making
Right.
it, you're like, oh, I want to taste your.
You do the ground turkey, you can do the ground beef.
Yeah, you want to do tofu.
You can do
in
tofu.
it. Man, you can do whatever you want with the chili.
Ground cauliflower.
Oh, easy.
I don't know, but maybe.
I bet you could, man, because cauliflower is
possible.
very versatile.
You know what I mean? So,
for sure.
Yeah, man, it's got to be the chili. I got to tell you a quick idea that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
I'm thinking about making, I think I was telling you, man, I'm thinking about making some Baja California chili with shrimp.
Oh, you were telling me about this.
Carne
Yes.
asada.
Yeah. I'm down. I'm here for it.
I'm gonna, you know what? Matter of fact,
we turn off the cameras and he gonna make it right now.
Nah, but real talk though, if you stayed this late into the show, into this episode, and you guys think that's a fire idea to do like a Baja California style chili with some shrimp and some and I mean like some carne asada, like cook it up like carne asada style with and add like the chili and the beans and all that stuff. If you guys think it's a fire deal, lock it in with the thumbs up and say, Dray, make that thing.
Okay.
Comment Dray, thumbs up, and comment Dray, make that thing. And what I will do is I will make it, and on one of the next episodes, when it's just me and you, we will sit here, and we will do a live and somewhat live episodic review of how this thing came out. And we'll be honest.
Yeah,
We'll
for
be
sure.
honest.
Okay. I'm
You know
down
what I'm
with
saying?
that. I'm here for that. Yeah. Because this is going to be the perfect time.
We'll let the streets know how it came out.
And it'll be perfect time, too. Because, again, we're in the season, right? So either, fall, winter, we're in, so, yeah, I'm here. I'm already here. I already want it now.
Right. No, it sounds fire.
So, yeah, we need to turn these cameras off.
Yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying?
You guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there,
Yeah, and as always, let us know what your top 5 soup stews are. And this is The Gray Space. Peace.